Now, we all know how painful assembling a flat pack is, but these families say they'd rather deal with that headache than have no furniture at all.
Anyone who orders furniture online probably considers themselves a patient person. The real test, though, is not whether you can put it together, but if you're prepared to wait for it to arrive.
4 months. Yeah, 4 months.
I've been waiting for 6 months.
6 months?
Yes.
Up to a year people are waiting.
If there's one thing we all agree on about the pandemic, it's that online shopping has solved a lot of problems. But that's created a new problem in itself, a big problem. Everyone is waiting for orders to arrive.
I don't think a lot of the freight and logistical companies have sort of kept up with these times.
I ordered a dining table and 6 chairs from Freedom in about June, and yeah, it was promised to be delivered in September. And, well, it still hasn't arrived.
Timo Dressler hosted 15 people for Christmas using a camping table because furniture from Freedom that he ordered in June, yes, June, still hasn't arrived.
Not quite the $2,000 table I envisioned having us. So no.
Oh my goodness. So you use this for Christmas?
Yeah.
It's like a picnic table.
When I asked them to give me an urgent callback just before Christmas, they said, oh, well, it's the Christmas rush. That was more of a priority than your table.
And what was it like dining at this at Christmas? Not quite the experience, I guess.
It felt a bit plasticky, I guess. But yeah, other than that, the meal was good. So at least Freedom didn't ruin that.
Well, the food is the most important thing on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
While Freedom has had Timo's $2,000 for half a year now, he and his partner are still eating toast at a camping table in their lounge room.
There you go. At first they promised the table at least would be here before Christmas, but then the next day they couldn't even remember saying that. Allegedly it has arrived into the warehouse, but something with the chairs is now missing. But I don't know what's going on, to be honest.
I certainly will never be buying online again.
Sydney's Danny Blake ordered a mirror and a coffee table from West Elm. 4 months later, there's still no sign of his $800 coffee table.
About a week after I ordered, the coffee table was no longer in stock, and I started receiving emails on a fortnightly basis saying that it was being pushed out again and again and again.
Living without a coffee table he's paid for isn't exactly ideal. Danny's repeatedly called the company to follow up.
Each time there was a different response. It was a totally different reason for the delay, and I was told at the end of the day that if I wanted a refund, that would also take a long period of time to process.
And still, no coffee table.
When I spoke to one representative, she told me that the delivery was outsourced to another company and that they had no power over the delivery times. I said to her that wasn't very helpful, and she said that I'm not trying to be helpful, I'm just telling you as it is.
Customer service 101 is critical.
Sonny Roth's CEO of Render, a point-to-point delivery service that has relationships with more than 20 carriers and couriers nationally.
What recourse does a consumer have when they don't have a direct relationship with those providers?
An on-demand delivery service that delivers all your favourite products when you want them. It can be delivered same day.
But you do have to pay for it.
This is all about, again, the consumer paying for the convenience and the certainty of delivery with Render. That being said, a retailer or merchant that chooses to partner with us can choose to obviously subsidise some of those delivery charges.
Why are so many customers waiting for orders at the moment?
I think it's just the situation. It's COVID, like everything's running slow. It's just how it is.
Jan Marsh works at House, where Render is now being used.
If they do the order before midday, it's delivered that day. If they do it after midday, it's delivered the next day. It's perfect.
So if you're not using this Render service, how much longer could you potentially be waiting?
You could be waiting months, just the way like the strikes, the post, things get lost.
So if your order never arrives, the best thing to do is contact your local Consumer Protection Agency.
Taylor Blackburn from Finder agrees coronavirus is at the heart of these huge delays.
When something like a pandemic hits and causes a long delay, you may just have to wait may just have to grin and bear it. But in other cases where there was no intention to provide it, that's when you have a leg to stand on.
You've got to keep trying, keep ringing, sending those emails, and they will get back to you.
And keep you cool.
Yeah, try to.
And stay away from the knives.
Stay away from the knives, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, patience, everyone. We took a lot for granted before the pandemic, didn't we?